Well, if the Bears want to make the playoffs as a wild card, I think they just lost their chance. Yeah, part of me wanted to pick the Vikings, but I was just feeling so sorry for the Bears. I just had to pick them. So I guess you can consider that my low, because nothing particularly, bad happened yesterday outside of that, I guess. So I guess that sounds like a good day all around. Let's see. What was my high? I guess my high was I got to see my mother yesterday. That was nice. I actually brought home it's actually you know what? This is my act of kindness too. But my grandmother had actually gotten my mother yet another turkey. And I actually brought it home, and that was my act of kindness. And it's actually quite interesting, too, because my mother's birthday is this weekend, as well as my sister-in-law's birthday is this weekend. Yeah, my mother's is the 21st, and my sister-in-law is the 23rd. So we're going to have a nice celebration on Sunday, which is nice. And we're going to have, turkey, which I really do need to get to that mom food at some point. Actually, I was going to do a Mom Food Chronicles on Thanksgiving, just simply because, well, there'll be an explanation for that coming soon. And I was actually going to do a Mom Food Chronicles today, actually. But this will be a different one. One I've been trying to find the time to remember to do for a while, actually. But, we're having turkey on Sunday. And that'll actually be about 3 days I'm going to be having turkey, including Thanksgiving and Sunday. Because the way that the schedules worked is my mother always has like a Thanksgiving meal the day after Thanksgiving. So, yeah, I'm going to have turkey on Thursday and Friday next week. That'd be nice. That'd be sweet, actually. That'll be nice. Although, just for a sneak preview, as much as I love the turkey, and I love the turkey, there's actually a side dish that's just as good as the turkey. It's so good, in fact, it's probably the best thing my mother's ever made. So, I'll let you guess what that is when we get to it. I mean, if you're in my family, then you know exactly what it is I'm referring to. But don't worry, it'll be coming soon. Anyway, so with that out of the way, let's get to the Mom Food Chronicle I had planned for you guys. Good morning and happy Tuesday, everybody. Right. So a while back, I described that there's 2 bread-related mom foods that I always look forward to. The first I already talked about, which is my mother's banana bread, which she could actually use to make muffins if she wanted to. But we're not in the banana bread. We're talking about the other one, which is zucchini bread. Now, I must have had my mother's banana bread countless times. Like, it might actually be close to 100. That's how often my mother's made it. When it comes to the zucchini bread, however, I'll be honest, I haven't had it since like 2018. Maybe even longer than that. Not that my mother doesn't like making it, and it has no way, shape, and form anything to do with not everyone in my family. We all love my mother's zucchini bread. We do. She just barely ever makes it. You actually have to ask her to make it, and, she will. I mean, don't get me wrong. Most mom foods that we all have, especially when growing up, we ask our mom to make it, or, And again, mom food doesn't have to be solely your mother. You could be your father, maybe your brother or sister, someone in your family, and it comes from a place of love. That's essentially what mom food is. But it is to say it's a crapshoot as to whether or not whether I get like my mother's zucchini bread is an understatement. Because again, I barely ever have it. I mean, we're nearing the end of 2020, and I don't remember the last time I had it. It's been so long. I mean, yeah, I just said not even a minute ago that it was like, 2018 since I last had it. Again, it's probably even longer. I really do not remember the last time I had it. But it's just such a rare commodity that, I will admit, I almost sometimes forget that she even makes it. But she does. Honestly, either I've had to ask my mother to make it, or very rarely, on a whim, she's like, you know what, I'll make it, why not? That's like how, not very often I've had it. And again, I can barely remember the last time I had it. But you guys are probably wondering, how good is it, or how it tastes? Well, obviously, I really like it. Lots of people in my family do. If I can describe how it tastes, there's a lot of spices in it, cinnamon specifically. And when my mother makes it, it really does smell like as if she's making cinnamon rolls. For the record, I think we've only made cinnamon rolls from scratch once. And that was way back when I was in 8th grade, and we made homemade cinnamon rolls. I gave the recipe to my mom, and she's like, let's make that. And that's when she did. So that's a cinnamon roll story. Anyway, zucchini bread. Actually, you know what? There is one memory I do have. And I'll never forget this because this was just so cruel. The very first time I ran a marathon, right before that, my mother and I got into a huge argument where we didn't speak for a week. Back when I lived with my parents. And I'm in my room, asleep, literally the night before the marathon. Maybe, was it the night before the marathon? I think it was. And I wake up to the smell of her making zucchini bread. On a whim, she just made it. I don't know if she was trying to motivate me, even though we were arguing, or she wanted to get my goat. Either way, that was just cruel. Because when I ran my first marathon, all I had, for the record, it's probably not really the most healthy thing for me to do, but I thought it was a good idea. Because before a marathon, you need the carbo load. And the day before, I had a big lunch, which consisted of an entire DiGiorno 3-meat pizza and a big salad that I had that was lettuce and a whole bunch of onions and carrots in it. And that was all I had to eat that whole day. And I had it for lunch. I mean, I figured that'd be about a couple thousand calories. That's definitely, it was definitely a big lunch. And, when my father saw me, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, this is what you do before a marathon. And I just kept it, pure and simple. And, sure enough, I actually did really well for my very first marathon ever. I believe my time was 3:14, I believe. Again, this is before I thought maybe I could actually qualify for the Boston Marathon. Anyway, so the night before, my mom makes zucchini bread. And I'm like, oh, that's just plain cruel. But, because not only did it wake me up, I'm actually kind of worried at this point because she must have made this at 11 o'clock at night. And I need to get my 8 hours before I wake up for the marathon. And you also have to understand, before you do a marathon or any kind of athletic event, you need to be awake for at least 3 hours. So I had to be in bed pretty darn early. Like, I think I might have been in bed like before 9 that night. So I could wake, so, when it was like close to 4:30 in the morning, it'd be well over 8 hours. And, the marathon didn't start till 8 o'clock that morning. It was a very cold morning that day. I really should talk a lot more in detail about that marathon. But, yeah. I woke up to the smell of the zucchini bread and I'm like panicking because I'm not going to do well. Again, my mother's zucchini bread is a very fickle thing. I love this bread. I really do. And by all accounts, if you ever run into my mom, ask her to make it, and maybe she'll make it for you, I guess. The only other story I have for it is, I did the Torticuca 2015. And at the end of the Torticuca, after I rode my bike for 100 miles, there was obviously food at the end. And they're like these tiny mini muffin things that tasted exactly like I'm like, Mom, this tastes exactly like your zucchini bread. Like a dead ringer for your zucchini bread. And sure enough, it actually kind of was. Actually, an old neighbor lady that I know made it. So that was quite nice. Again, this is a very fickle, it's a fickle thing. Because I love the zucchini bread. And believe me, I look forward to if she ever makes it. Seriously, I think the length of time, this is a joke for anime people, but I think the last time I had my mother's zucchini bread, Hunter x Hunter didn't have its hiatus that it's on right now. That's how long it's been since I've had it. So maybe I'm about due to have it again. I don't know. I should ask my mother if she'll make it again. I mean, I don't think it would be a good idea to ask her now because it's her birthday and I don't think she'd want to do something like that for her birthday. For the record, I do have a plan for what I was going to do for my mother. I mean, I think what I'll do for my mother for her birthday, as well as my sister-in-law, is I have a couple jars of pickles that I made. I'm going to give them each a jar, and I think I'll get them each flowers. That way, because here's the thing, not everyone likes pickles. Everyone loves flowers. I would like flowers myself, actually. I mean, my birthday is December 28th, so I don't think I would ever get flowers for my birthday. No, I mean, it'd be nice, but I wouldn't expect it. Not that I'm asking you guys to give me flowers or anything, I'm just saying. Right. So, again, the most fickle thing my mom makes in terms of mom food. I love it. I hardly ever have it. And when I do have it, it's nothing short of a treat. Plus, again, when she makes it, the house smells of fresh baked cinnamon rolls. Which, if you're a fan of that smell of cinnamon rolls, I'm very certain you would like this zucchini bread. And it doesn't even need much either. Just you can just have the bread on its own and it's fine. I mean, yeah, you could always convert it into toast, put some butter on that and go to town. I'm sure there's a nice strawberry or raspberry jam that would go nice with it as well. So, yeah, actually. You know what? There is one more thing I could talk about. I think one of the last times she made zucchini bread, it was when, this is before my brother and sister-in-law got married. Her parents, my sister-in-law's parents, were visiting. No, actually, you know what? This was 2017 when this happened. After they got married. So, yeah, she was my sister-in-law. Her parents came, and we're up at Keuka Lake, right? And I actually made French toast with it. That was incredible. That was around the time I really started getting into food and, learning more about stuff. And I'm actually, yeah. It was just a really fun evening. And I use the very same French toast recipe that this was my grandfather's ex-wife had taught me. Yeah, it's a very complicated history, my family, I'm not going to lie. But zucchini bread makes for fantastic French toast. Seriously, both banana bread and zucchini bread are just great breads overall. They're two of my favorites. And when you ask your mother to make it or she makes it on a whim, it's always nothing short of a real treat. And I always enjoy it. So, there you go. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms, follow me on YouTube. I am very humble in this video for all the years of watching, enjoy today. I'm hopeful. Excuse me. We have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, if anything I want to talk to channel, is going to be here to let you know as we're back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.